Well, once you go past the point where you can't see the light above you, it's no longer their water. That's their take on it, anyway.
Okay.
Their dealings with these creatures, with the aquatic Cardinals and the other large celestials that live in Oceanus, is friendly but distant. They're just by their nature, anything that lives in the river would be very transient. It's always in a state of motion. They don't really live anywhere, but they're always very friendly. They always have great news and share songs when they come through.
All right, then my plan is...
The other major celestial influence in the area... yeah, we can do this. The other celestial influence in the area is Morganthus, the man at the bridge that you had dealings with.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you're not sure how far away geographically that is, or whether or not you'll be able to get word and back in a decent amount of time.
Okay.
So there you go. Those are the people that you find.
I have two ideas, one which I think is going to work, and one which I think is hilarious, and which I'm not sure whether you'll go for.
Okay.
The one that I think is going to work is me and Riot go down to as far as we can get without being in danger of leaving, and then she summons some aquatic life, and we tell it, or I tell it, because I don't know if she can speak with animals, what we need and who to go contact, and then they go talk to the Cardinals.
Now, you say summon aquatic life. Do you mean just find out who's down there, or do you mean like using magic to summon them?
Both. I mean, I'll try to see who is down there first, and then if that doesn't work, we can probably summon something.
Now, none of the creatures that live on Elysium are able to be summoned. They're all immune to that effect. So if you cast a summon spell in the depths of the water on Elysium, most likely you'll get wildlife from the Beastlands.
Yeah, and that's fine, because
Okay.
we can still talk to it, and it's still good aligned, so the Cardinals aren't going to get pissed.
Okay.
My idea that I think is good, that I think is great, but I'm not sure you're going to go for, is I want to summon, and I'm going to do this either way, because I think this is fantastic.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to summon an animal messenger.
Okay.
And I'm going to send it to go talk to the bridge guard for us, and go, and tell him what the plight of the people here is. And my thinking is that since the animal messenger is itself on a good mission, a good aligned mission, it should be able to find the bridge guard.
Okay.
And there's no limit on how far it can go.
Right. What other cockamamie plans do you guys have to shore up your defenses in the meantime?
I don't think I
can top that.
I could guards and wards an area, but it is the ridiculously complex spell.
Okay. If you want to just grab a pencil or something and start messing up the map here and what you want to put and where, you can do that. Over the course of the day, Nath, you're made aware of because I'm sure Nath is interested, the nature of the defenses of Precipice. The priestess have a magic ritual that they can create a wall of wind in front of the cliff face, essentially.
Okay.
So no flyers would be able to enter or exit. Anybody who tries to enter the area is battered by winds, knocked out of the sky, and probably bludgeoned to death against the cliff or dropped into the water. From how they're describing these gale force winds... You know, Nath's never fought a dragon. I'm not going to give him any information about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can guards or wards and wards. Oh god. Yeah. 105 foot by 5 foot squares. And then it has like half a dozen effects.
Well, tell you what,
that's good. That's a trap we can lay.
Yeah.
Go
and
ahead.
I can also make everyone here immune to the effects and give a password to the Arakocra that will make them immune if they speak it.
Okay.
So is this like the canyon? Like this is where you can walk through basically?
These light brown areas are areas that you can walk. The darker areas are cliffs that could be climbed up and down, and then obviously the river is in between.
Okay, and which side are we defending from? Like, where do we expect the defense to be from? Do we know?
I mean, you can just imagine a cliff wall on like either side of this, and up north of here is where the lake would be.
Okay.
Down south is where the river is, where you guys were following along it. The previous.
And where does the wall of wind show up?
That would be farther up to the north, past the lake. It's only
Okay.
on the cliff face in front of precipice. So essentially, it's a purely defensive thing. Once that goes up, nobody will be able to get into or out of the village until
2,
it's all over.
3.
So have fun coloring in
4,
100 squares. What does Kelian have, if anything?
5.
I hate dragons so much. Not a thing.
Not a thing.
I've been racking my brain and trying to figure out something, but
Okay.
he just wants to shoot. Is there any? Are there places to hide?
On this particular map,
Yeah, where we're going to be fighting this dragon.
there's lots and lots of natural rock outcroppings.
Mm-hmm.
Places that Kelian can duck into at a moment's notice. Since you have the advantage of kind of scouting the area ahead of time,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 4 truly excellent hiding spots somewhere amidst the rocks. Little crevices or hidey holes that Kelian can climb into with relative ease and comfort, where it would be very difficult to see him. And I let you pick where those areas are.
Okay.
Basically,
So you guys want? Sorry.
yeah. So pick out 4 squares on the dark spots, the rocks, where Kelian can scout out ahead of time, and these are places that his reconnaissance tells him are safe.
I'm gonna need to get sneak attack somehow. So, unless someone starts riding that dragon again.
So
Always riding the dragon.
Riot is going to advise Kelian to find a spot, a sniper's perch high up, because what Riot's contribution to all this is she's got this river in the center here.
Mm.
We can flood that and raise the water level by 20 feet, which is going to submerge a significant amount of this thing. And once we got the dragon in that, then we can whirlpool it.
Hold on. Where do you want to do this? Let's actually coordinate here.
Uh,
So I can take 100 squares and give them a ton of magical wards that we're all immune to.
Yeah.
One of those wards is that anything that comes to the most interesting one is that anything that reaches a corridor that has a turn, like where there's left and right, they have a 50% chance of misremembering which way they went and getting lost. It will also all be heavily obscured for anyone who isn't immune to the effect. There will be 2 areas with stinking cloud magic that people will be immune to. There will be dancing lights. There will be areas where there's a suggestion that will automatically affect anything that tries to enter it that doesn't have the immunity. And every one of these effects needs to be individually dispelled. So even one dispel magic isn't going to hit it all.
Interesting.
Mahogany claps.
So let's coordinate that with where you want to flood the area.
I'm flooding everywhere. The range of the spell is 300 feet.
So like, should we set up a defensive?
Oh, a cube. No, but the range is 200 feet, but the effective area is 100 feet on the side. So yeah, I can flood an area 100 feet on the side.
Which is
I mean,
practically
my
this
thought
map.
is that the twistiest part is over in this area, which is where we should try and fight it, because then the effects of the confusion will have, and then you have this area and this area to bring the river in.
Yeah. What I'm thinking of doing is flooding first, and then changing the effect of the spell to redirect the flow to bring it to wherever you want to bring it.
Okay. So I think what we should try and do is try and get the fight in like this, probably the twistiest.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do that then.
I have a question for Riot. Riot, that spell that you used to make us so that we could all talk to each other, was that difficult? What I'm asking is this concentration?
It's not concentration, and it's in fact a ritual. I can cast it with a little bit of prep, and it doesn't impact my spell slots.
If you can let me know where everyone is at all times by them being able to talk to me, when shit goes bad and the river floods, I can raise up walls of stone underneath everyone so they're above the river.
Okay.
So just so I can finish off my list, is Liberation doing anything special?
I can't really think of anything that would be helpful in this context, except to be dodge tank.
Okay.
I've got a spell that'll help you with that.
Oh, what do you got?
Stone Skin.
Oh, rad.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to go ahead and figure this out. So my list here, I've got Kelian down to scout out 4 perfect little hidey holes so we can gain advantage. I've got Mahogany down for summoning Celestial Aid from the depths of Oceanus. Nath is drawing out his guards and wards. And Riot is going to flood my entire battle map. Excellent. I actually have to step away to get a bottle of water because I need to get rid of this cinnamon flavor. This is...
Not tenable.
How real is this fight going to be? Are we going to be doing this tonight?
Guess he left.
Ah,
So to be clear, this area that you're marking off will be safe for us.
Everything in here will be safe. I have a couple of extra traps to throw on top of what we have here.
I wouldn't call any of this safe because
it's going to flood.
It's
Gonna flood. Okay.
So you need to be... What's the range on Wall of Stone?
I would advise everybody to find some high ground. Everybody who can't swim, that is.
You need to be within 120 feet of me, and then if you're drowning, I can bring you up.
Okay. Because my thought, I guess if I'm going to stay in higher ground, it'll be fine.
How high does this flood, Riot?
20 feet.
I might actually not be able to even...
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is you might want to find high ground, stake out some before we start.
So yeah, the area here, okay, it's all filled with mist up to, and this all goes up to a height of 20. It's all filled with mist that makes visibility beyond 5 feet impossible, except for us.
Go ahead and those kind of notes, go ahead and actually type those out on the map, like off to the side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna write a note down too for the, because I want to remember how Wall of Stone works, and I don't want it constantly up. It gives me 10 by 10 foot panels.
Mahogany, during the course of the day, as you guys are shoring up the defenses here, going around and setting up the guards and wards and scouting hidey holes and whatnot, doing all the fun stuff, your animal messenger returns after being gone for most of the day. What kind of messenger did you send?
I just tried to find something that was native to the plane and could fly. Okay. So I basically just asked anyone nearby, like, "Hey, do you know where any birds and such stay?" And someone immediately answered me because it wasn't that fucking hard. Like, there's all fucking birds here.
Oh, so you were going to send somebody from the village to Morganthus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so you weren't actually using the spell Animal Messenger. You were sending one of their people out.
Well, I was considering using the spell, if only because that would allow them to have the magical protections that Animal Messenger affords for an animal.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to use the slot, but it's still like a person.
So one of Iona's... No, not Iona. That's the wrong name.
Iona Whitespear.
Ione. So we have a character named Ione and another character named Ione. Thanks, FantasyNameGenerators.com.
And Reese and Wreath.
And Reese. Well, Reese wasn't Fantasy Name Generators, but yeah. One of Ione's marksmen. You give the message to send out to Morganthus, and the response that you get when the Aarakocra soldier comes back, he tells you that Morganthus refuses to leave his posts unless the lives and precipice are in immediate and imminent danger of destruction. If that is the case, the message is to take the feather that you were given and set a fire to it, as though it were a torch, and then release it into the sky.
Sounds fucking rad.
I have the most important question ever to ask right now.
Uh-oh.
Are his eyes glowing orbs now?
No, he didn't cross the bridge. He only went to speak with Morganthus.
Boo.
And Morganthus didn't give him a hug. Hey, Morganthus is a hugger.
Those of you who have Morganthus' eyes, by the way, the people in the village are kind of awestricken by it. Like they see it as a badge of honor, etc.
Whatever.
Okay, so what is this red square here?
Oh, that's the cube that's the effect of control.
The floodplain.
Yeah, it's a floodplain. And it's not flooding now. But when the flood happens, that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
I've got some stinking clouds to add to the battle mat.
Hey, Brick, just so that this doesn't fuck me, and because this is something that I would know,
Okay.
it says here in the rules, if the wall cuts through a creature's space, it's pushed to any side of the wall that you choose. Can I choose that side to be at the top of the wall?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Oh,
So-
yeah, the sticky cloud is fart green.
My intention is to run the combat at the beginning of the next session,
Yeah.
Okay.
so you guys can have some time to finish setting all this up. I like how McDohl just put down that he's the dodge tank down here.
Like I said, I can't think of anything else. And sometimes that's all you got to do. you just got to do what you can, you know.
You also receive reports of a greater number of creatures being spotted in the area. And not the kind of creatures who are usually considered to be denizens of Elysium. Goblinoids and things. The kind of things that you would see in the company of a green dragon, but not the kind of things you would see roaming around Elysium. And the murmurings, especially amongst the soldiers and the marksmen, is that this might be like an all-out assault. This might be a much bigger problem than anyone was considering. There are even murmurings that perhaps they should have dealt with this stranger when he first arrived.
Right. Well, are we there for that?
Yeah, this is happening over the course of the next day or two as you guys are laying down these preparations and whatnot.
Riot will assure them that they did the right thing. That just because a problem later spirals out of control doesn't mean you're justified in paranoia and dealing with... Like, when you say you should have dealt with a stranger when he arrived, like, what does that mean exactly? Not showing your hospitality to him?
That depends on who you're asking. Some of the people think it means they should have turned him away. Some of it thinks it means that they should have taken the threat more seriously. Some of them thinks it means that they should have given him the support that he asked for.
I don't think you should beat yourself up over it. Just because this is happening now doesn't mean that you acted incorrectly before.
And pretty much anything that you tell them kind of assuages them of these misgivings. The idea that you all have come across Morganthus' bridge and shown up and are working to defend Precipice. They don't particularly take any glory in battle, but there's not a lot of worry. They seem to be putting a lot of their hopes of protection on you to turn away this monster and any armies that he brings to their door. Do you make any requests of the people of Precipice? Of the war leader or his people?
I would say get any non-combatants out of the area, get them somewhere elsewhere.
I would like someone to be within the telepathic bond with us who's in the village, so that if something sneaks around us and starts wiping out townspeople, I can burn this fucking feather.
That's a good call.
So, for what liberations are you suggesting that they evacuate Precipice itself? Because their plan right now is all non-combatants to be holed up in Precipice behind this wall of wind.
I mean that's probably fine. It's having an avenue of escape would not go amiss, though.
And Mahogany, who do you want to bring in on this telepathic bond?
Anyone who's going to be with the people who are holed up in the town. Like I want someone to be who's not like gonna go, oh, I can do more good flying forward. I want someone who knows, no, I should stay with everyone else.
Okay.
Let's say it's Wreath. You know?
Yeah, Reef sounds good.
The High Priestess? Okay. As far as Anie, do you want any of his people down here fighting? Do you want to position any of... He's got several marksmen and several swordsmen at his disposal, and probably a few low-level sorcerers if you want them. Do you want any of his people, or do you want to leave everybody behind in Precipice and take care of it yourselves?
I mean, someone... If shit does hit the fan, someone should stay behind, right?
What?
Sure. But if anyone feels the need to help, then they should be able to.
What was Nath's question?
Do any of the low-level sorcerers have... Let me think here. What would I actually care about? Fly? Probably not.
Level
because they're
spell is
friggin'
fly.
Birdman. Third.
Third? Yeah, we probably do one sorcerer that has a third level spell.
I mean, who do we want to be the most mobile? Kelian? Should we
Kelian.
give Kelian a fly spell from this guy and have his only job be put those in Kelian when the shit goes down and keep concentrating on it and stay out of sight?
Sounds good.
I think either Kelian or Liberation, because Liberation, if he gets stuck on the ground, is fucked.
Are these X's Kelian's little hidey holes?
Yeah.
Okay.
If Kelian can't fly, he can shoot. Kind of. If Liberation gets stuck on the ground, he's grounded.
It's a fair point. That's a...
Hello?
So what is this suggestion here?
No.
It's in the blue square is worded with a suggestion for any creature that I haven't designated that
No,
enters it.
I don't know who that is.
Is Nick on the phone?
I think
he might be.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought I muted myself first.
That's okay.
Sorry.
We're assuming you're just arguing with the pizza man.
Yeah,
All right.
it's wrong number anyway.
Yeah, the pizza man came up and said, "Hi, I'm from Papa Gino's," and Nick said, "I don't know who that is."
So you want
So
one
I
of
don't know
the Birdman sorcerers, but do you want any marksmen or... Essentially, these would be NPCs with the Aarakocra stat block out of the monster manual.
Yeah.
Armed with swords or short bows.
Mahogany's a cipher. He's willing to take anyone who's okay with dying in the defense of their town. Like, basically, if someone's afraid of death, they shouldn't come with us.
What is Kelian's take on the situation, considering Anie thinks you're the military-minded one of the group?
Yeah, that's his fault.
I need to find space on my spell list for cards and wards.
Does anyone have
I mean,
move text?
Kelian's thought process is they can bombard the dragon with arrows even if it's ineffective, and that in of itself could be its own distraction. So if they are comfortable with being a giant target, if the wind wall isn't able to resist and push the dragon back as much as anyone thinks it can, dragon's going to be going after them first. So
Okay.
yeah, sure.
Where do you want to position these guys on the map? Let's say I give you 5 of these marksmen.
How far's their range?
Standard short bow range. I don't have it in front of me at the moment, but it would be pretty much the entire map. Short bows have pretty good Pretty
Keep
terrific
them
range.
at the top, and then if they need to flee, they can.
Well, if they're out, they're not going to be able to flee back into precipice because there's a wall of wind in the way.
No, but they can flee around precipice.
Sure.
Right there. Right behind everything.
Okay. And from the top here, you have a commanding view of the bottom of the map. Firing from the top down into the bottom will be fairly easy. Firing from the bottom up to the top is much more difficult. Then you pretty much, if you're at the top of the map, you're going to have at least partial cover from anybody at the bottom because you have the advantage of elevation.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but think that, like, these squares in here that Destil's drawn out, like, this looks like a mop of some kind of sprite artwork. Like, if you kind of let your eyes unfocus, it kind of looks like a world map from an NES game.
Trying to. God damn it! Oh, I bet I can do.
Are you on the phone with Papagenos now?
No, I'm trying to move this text box down, but I can't because if I move
Yeah,
up to,
moving text box is a pain in the ass.
if I move up to click on the text box, then I'm hitting the other person's text box, and the little trash can icon is going away.
Yeah, I have the
Yep.
same problem.
Yeah, I had to zoom in really close to get that last box.
Tabletop Simulator is the best. I mean, just I see a little type here, but just
Yeah, I can't do shit.
do the best
You're gonna
you
need
can
to.
with it.
If you want to rewind, Brick, I can fix that, but otherwise, I can't do anything.
I don't.
Well, now it's gonna be too far back because everyone's typed here.
I like it the way it is. I think it's fine. I think you guys are doing a bang up job. Okay.
I can also put dancing lights in these corridors, but I don't think that's necessary.
It could be fun though.
You know what battle map I should have used? I should have got the Junon Fort mini game.
Brickroad, I'm not gonna lie, I put the Fort Condor music into the chat as we were setting this up.
Nice. It's the first tower defense game I ever played.
Is it really tower defense when most of the units are mobile?
Sure.
I was literally just about to say, I think by calling that a tower defense, you just offended somebody.
So what's the gust of wind here that somebody's
It
typed
just
out?
blows people towards that's one of the guards and wards effects, this gray area,
Okay.
where the suggestion will make them lead will just blow them into the river and the cave wall.
This dragon's fucked.
The dragon's going to ignore all of this.
We are the PC version of that thing Brickroad keeps saying, where somebody has so many plans over so many hundreds of years that nothing can take them out.
This is one goddamn spell.
What level spell is that?
6th.
I mean, that's what you get with a
I mean,
6th level spell.
yeah, it's a disintegrate. This is instead of a disintegrate, so I can't. It's a shame too because I can't get my 6th level slots back. I could drop a couple of 5th level things and get them back. But
Now, how
which,
high
by the
in
way,
the
I have
air do each of
I
these?
have a private sanctum back in the town that I'm using my arcane recovery to keep up every day.
Okay. And the little commons room they gave you?
Yeah,
How high in the air do these wards reach up?
20 feet.
20 feet. Okay. So a dragon
That's-
can easily fly over all of that.
Right, but it's not going to be able to see us through the fog, hopefully. I don't know if dragon can almost certainly see through fog. This probably doesn't help at all. There's probably huge waste to a spell slot.
I'm thinking this is going to be really helpful with Dragon's Army.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the dragon.
If we just have to fight a dragon, I feel like we can probably.
Yeah, if it was just a dragon, the disintegrate would be better. But if they have a bunch of berserkers and whatnot,
Disintegrate would be literally the worst spell you could cast against a dragon. Because they can just choose not to be affected by it.
Yeah, they have legendary resistance.
that's one. Yeah, but that's one of their save they get later. Like,
Well, they get those back like every turn, I think.
No, it's a long rest.
Once per day.
yeah,
When do PCs get legendary resistance?
I don't think any PC ever gets legendary resistance. No, that's not true.
Monks
One of
sort
the-
of do. Monks more or less do.
One of the fighters get like Indomitable, which lets them re-roll a failed save. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not.
Monks
I
get
don't wanna-
proficiency with all saves.
And at some point they can spend key points to reroll. So
Okay.
That's how
As in
Jade-Bull.
Liberation Now.
That's how Jade-Bull summoned that beholder last time.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's still none of that's the same as. Nah, I actually pass.
All right. So all I have to do is make this dragon a lot tougher than I already have.
As you do.
I mean, really, we as PCs kind of already have that power because it just costs us 4 belief points.
It's true.
But that only lets you re-roll the save. It doesn't let you just say I
No,
saved.
yeah,
No,
the
points is
automatic pass.
2 belief points is the reroll. 4 is
Oh,
the
right.
automatic
Yeah,
success.
4 points you can auto pass. So
Yeah.
the plan then is for these guards and wards and things to take care of anything coming up on foot. This whole area, this big red square, this is the flood area. This is how much
Yeah.
gets flooded by the river.
Once all of the armies are retching in the stinking clouds, you can just flood and drown.
Yeah.
I mean, a
Yeah.
flash flood coming from the river Oceanus is incredibly deadly.
Right.
You're
And-
liable to get swept away. Okay, so then it's just a matter of how many gargoyles and then the dragon itself, which you guys are going to kill here in the terraces before it gets up close to precipice. What's this pink
Exactly.
line that's getting measured out?
Because I have a lot of spells with ranges, and we're on a really big map. I was just pre-testing how big a square was.
Okay.
It turns out a square is equal to 1. This is the most perfect grid in the history of Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Mahogany. I will have stat blocks for some celestial allies for you,
Sounds great.
who will be in the river. So for now, just go ahead and position them where you want them in this river.
Okay.
Whether you want them to start out up front or whether you want to go up towards the top.
Is this the thing where you can give me a password to have them not affected by guards and wards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Any of your allies will not be affected by the guards and wards.
all right. How many little marks do you want me to make here?
How powerful of allies do you want?
I'd rather have a few powerful ones than a lot of weak ones.
The password is the mind overcomes.
Of course it is. Roll 2d4. Seven. All right, so I will give you the stat blocks for 7 Cardinals to aid in the defense of Precipice. In terms of power level, they'll be about as strong as probably like a low or mid-level fiend that you fought.
Okay.
So probably
I'm gonna
like
mostly
challenge
have-
rating like 5 or 6 or so. But I don't actually have stat blocks for them yet.
I'm gonna have them start in this general area, so
Okay.
that they can then. I don't want these guys to see us all massing in the guards and wards and go, "Well, I'm not going over there."
Okay. So the last thing I want to do then is where are all of you guys going to take up position once the attack is imminent? The understanding
make
here
our
is.
tokens?
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
I'll shrink you all down. The understanding is that once the attack is coming, you guys will have time to get into position. Keep stealing them from me. You guys will have time to get into this position, and if you want to begin hidden, you'll have that opportunity as well. The wrench in that plan would be that they will obviously have flying scouts of some type.
I'm gonna begin in the river with my Cardinals.
Okay.
I'm going to begin in the back because I think
Where-
I can target a bunch of stuff from here.
Liberation, you're getting a stone skin before they arrive.
Okay.
You want to write that on the preparation column?
Sure.
Type here.
So right, you're gonna climb up onto this cliff here and find like a ledge or something to perch on.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I can get, and I'm well within range of both control water and maelstrom or whatever else nonsense I need to cast from here.
Okay.
You think there would be a good spot for me, or should I go further up, or...
How many people can you put in that bond, Riot?
Up to 8, I think. Let me check. Yeah, up to 8 willing creatures. So I got room for 2 more.
So can you grab one of the Cardinals in there so that if you're about to put down a fucking horrific maelstrom, they can swim out of the way?
Yeah.
And then finally,
I don't want you owning our allies.
When have I ever?
we'll go ahead and place Inie himself.
It's gonna be real fucked up when this whole map gets anti-magicked before the start of the fight.
Is Liberation gonna have a fly spell?
One of the sorcerers is supposed to do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll add that to this.
So his orders were to enchant Liberation with fly and then stay out of the fight. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah, I think Kelian can still have fun in this fight without fly. I'm worried that Liberation won't.
I don't care if anybody has fun. Why is that any concern of mine?
My concern.
You're the DM. You want your players happy?
Do I?
How do you spell Garden?
Guard in Al.
Okay.
Garanimals.
Those are one of those like outer planar races that didn't. It did like I don't even think Cardinals got repurposed in 3rd and 4th edition. The Eladrin got totally repurposed as something else entirely.
I think they show up in like Monster Manual 4 or 5.
Yeah, but it's like Monster Manual 4 or 5. That's like the dregs of society down there. The Cardinals.
There's some really good monsters. Actually, the later Monster Manual are better. Like the Volcano Dragon, one of the best monsters in the game.
Volcano Dragon?
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to probably change it from being a green dragon to being a volcano dragon. That sounds awesome.
All the catastrophe dragons are fantastic.
How does this map look to you guys?
Catastrophe dragon.
Don't be preposterous.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah,
It's colorful.
All right.
Yeah, I can't wait for Brickroot's got a whole week to ruin everything.
I feel like we should have made all of our plans in secret.
So the first thing that happens is the whole thing gets hit with anti-magic.
Yeah,
Love it.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Then somebody casts
A
transmute stone to
beholder
pudding.
shows up.
Stone to pudding.
Yep.
Whatever,
Sounds
man.
good.
That sounds like a cleric spell. I can learn that bitch. We'll never need to eat again.
So I'm going to go ahead and make this week's straw poll, and we'll do some rundowns. So where is Mrs. Fluffybottom during this battle? Are you leaving her up in Precipice?
I want her to be in Precipice, and I have no idea where to stay. So
Give us a Mrs. Fluffy Bottom stat block. Maybe the dragon is Mrs. Fluffy Bottom.
plot twist.
Mrs. Fluffybottom is one of 2 characters in Planescape that can never have a stat block.
One of 2, huh?
That's terrifying. That's terrifying, actually. That is the most terrifying.
It's Mrs. Fluffy Bottom and Diller.
Diller's the best.
It reminds me, Rick, I borrowed your line about Doll for my group. And they were asking me, like, how powerful is this guy? And I basically gave him the line about Doll.
There is part of me that thinks Mrs. Fluffybottom is actually just the Lady of Pain, just fucking with everybody. I want to be a cat for the next year. Like, all right.
Nick and I had a serious suspicion that Mrs. Fluffy Bottom was Fred.
Yeah. we thought that for a long time.
How long ago was that?
A long time ago.
too. We're like, no, this all adds up. They're on the infinite staircase from Fred's house. And also, who can think of a more sensate creature than a cat?
Magic spinning dice.
Here's the thing also, this is my personal belief, is that New Sigil was a Magic Mansion. Because it lines up with a lot of the way that Magic Mansion works.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Magnificent Mansion.
That's preposterous, because New Sigil is a hat.
Right.
Mordenkainen's magnificent hat.
That being said, there's no reason why the Fred we met there couldn't have been a figment of Magnificent Mansion that Miss Flufphybottom cast.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Back on board.
Man, we're getting in some InfoWars territory up in here.
I'm looking forward to like the post-campaign debriefing where you guys fill me in on all the conspiracy theories you ran through during the course of like 80 sessions or whatever. All right, so take 2 minutes and think about the blip rundowns and everything. I don't have any experience to tally this week, but I am going to take this opportunity to go and hit the heads. I'll be right back.
So, who furthered the party's goals today? Who did the best job of such?
I mean,
Kelian solved a lot of problems that he also presented.
It's not the cumulative party help award.
Right.
I would say that would be Mahogany for getting Kelian across that bridge.
Yeah, that's also true.
I was gonna say I feel like Mahogany was the one pushing everybody. You're like, no, we should just do it. The sooner we do these things.
Yeah, Mahogany
sooner
really
we just
stepped up as party leader of this session, I thought.
No, that was Kelian, didn't you?
Well, ignoring what the ignorant Era Birdman.
No, I was making a joke as to what the Birdman thought.
All right, so that's for the party goals. Creative use of ability or whatever. Creative solutions.
Creative solutions.
Yeah.
Okay, so well.
I'm stuck because I wanted to take it for the animal messenger idea, so I have no idea.
I don't mean to be a killjoy. I didn't think that was that creative of a solution, to be honest.
No, I thought it was really good specifically because of the plane travel.
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah, sending a message, that's boring. Sending a animal that is on a good mission to get across this good aligned plane is fantastic. But no, I already got the other one. So yeah. Kelian, what did you do? What cool shit did you do, Kelian?
Not hell of a whole lot.
Alright, who did cool shit?
Let's see.
I mean, I turned this canyon into a death trap.
Sounds good to me.
It's true.
Yeah, it is true.
And he used guards and wards to do it, which I have previously said to Nick is the most useless spell in the game.
Yeah, we'd had a conversation about like what guard spell should Riot take, and like we floated guards and wards. And, like, no, this isn't really the spell that a PC would ever take.
Yeah. All right, fantastic. I feel good about that one.
Yeah.
All right, badass.
If you want to stay here for a year, this can become what the canyon is.
Who's badass?
All right, I am returned.
Welcome back.
Kelian told that bridge guy to go fuck himself.
Yeah, I was actually going to suggest that.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of
good.
exactly how that came out, but yeah, basically.
And intangibles.
More yanks.
So we give the first one away for the most creative solution to a problem. Who had a creative solution this week?
We were giving that to Nath for the guards and wards.
For the guards and wards?
Turning
for
the spell
actually usefully employing that spell.
Why? Is it like a difficult spell to employ?
It's ridiculous. It's like something an NPC would take.
Yeah,
it's a completely preposterous spell.
Right.
It's like a plot element. It's like when you're third level adventurers and you walk into the Wizard's Tower, this is what it will be like.
Yeah. We give one for the assist, who furthered the party's goals the most.
That was Mahogany for kind of just basically stepping up and being party leader today.
To Mahogany.
Yep.
Well, you have one for being the badass. Who is a badass this week?
We got Kelian for standing up to Morganthus.
Yep.
Way to let your evil flag fly, Kelian.
Yeah.
He's neutral, damn it.
50-50 chance Kelian was going to die there.
Yeah.
He's neutral, but when he's on a plane of good and he's being challenged to be good, then he kind of slides further toward evil.
You're saying we're calling him neutral on a sliding scale.
Yeah.
To be fair, when you're on an evil plane, he tends to do more good things.
That's true.
I'm reminded of an episode of Ren and Stimpy where Ren gets hit by like a personality split thing, but instead of turning into good Ren and evil Ren, he turned into evil Ren and indifferent Ren. Is that the situation we're dealing with here?
So wait, I have a question for everyone, because we know Kelian says that he's chaotic neutral. Are we sure he's not chaotic contrarian?
I don't even know what that is.
Chaotic hipster.
Intangibles. Who is?
He didn't get that far.
Didn't get that far yet. Okay.
Yeah, we hadn't gotten that far yet.
All right, this is between you, Riot, and you, Liberation. Make your case. I'm gonna roll a dice if someone doesn't say something. That seems like as intangible of a way to come up with a solution as any.
No, it was kind of a low key session today.
Why are you erasing all these lines?
I was trying to make the clouds because I realized I would go over this terrain, and then I made an awful mistake. Is there not an undo button?
No, there
Yeah,
isn't.
Brick Road has
Brick
to hit
has to
the
do
undo
it.
button. Oh god, now everything's terrible.
One
Is that
more.
better?
One more?
There you go.
There we go. I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
play with
Just
the
leave
lines.
Yeah. Technically, those clouds are bigger than the guards and ward area, but whatever.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
close.
So one blip for intangibles.
5, 4.
I had a pretty cool divination session with Osprey. I liked it a lot.
That was pretty good. You did get something good, useful out of your god, which is the first time we've seen that shit happen.
Now, to be fair, every single cast of Insect Plague that's happened in the whole campaign has also been from Osprey.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's more guided by Nick.
And that did turn out to be one of the best spells in the book, hands down. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites, anyway.
It's pretty
Especially when
good.
casting it gives you flushing.
So, to Riot for
For divination.
divination.
Yep.
Okay.
And finding this wonderful map for us to completely destroy.
Okay. You guys didn't actually kill or neutralize the gargoyles, so nobody gets XP for 2 gargoyles. And you didn't
Darn.
get into a fight with Morganthus either.
Nope.
How much XP would he have gotten from that?
I didn't actually calculate it, but I think he was CR like 27. So
So what you're saying is Kelian could have leveled.
you wouldn't have won, is what I'm saying. You probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's-
have won that fight.
That's
We
the
could have
thing.
come up with a creative solution to the problem.
I'll put it this way: Morganthus' stat block isn't in the book. I had to go to like a 5e, or like a 5e conversion fan page to find a stat block for Morganthus, and I purposely
So he's
picked
like-
the most ridiculous one I could find.
He's like a real big deal. I've never heard of him before. But he's like a known thing.
No.
No.
Well, he's actually the character I based him on is from one of the Planescape like adventure ideas.
Mhm.
Most of what the Planescape books are just like adventure hooks, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the bridge that you guys crossed is one of the adventure hooks in the Elysium book. 'Cause I think I mentioned last time we played that Elysium's like one of the hardest planes to use effectively, in my opinion, because it's a neutral good plane. It's hard to find like ideas for conflict there. So they give like 2 or 3 good things in Elysium, and I'm using like all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here's my counterpoint. Having an argument to accomplish your goal is the most Planescape campaign.
But in the book, Morganthus is a... I don't even think his name is Morganthus. I think I gave him that name, but he is a powerful Cardinal. But instead of a Cardinal, I decided to go with something different. If you guys fuck up this fight and have to burn that feather, you'll get to find out what he actually is. Okay. Do I have any triple no's on the belief rundown this week?
My
Liberation.
belief is.
Nath, I think, actually.
All right.
Yeah, probably Riot too.
Probably Riot too. Mahogany, we've already started your belief rundown.
Yeah,
So what is Mahogany's belief?
that everything has a perfect state of being, and everything tries to influence the states of the things around them.
And did he live that belief this week?
Yes.
How so?
Well, live it. Yes.
Okay.
Because he, when Kelian asked him, like, how, like, what should I do this thing? Mahogany basically told him that, listen, this guy's trying to influence you, and you have to do what you believe.
And what did Mahogany learn this week?
That's what the thing we went on about earlier. Like, it was kind of like related to his belief, but also related to his alignment.
Uh-huh.
Is he tends to think that, like, evil is more actively evil than good is actively good. In that, it's like a normal person, like a neutral person, the way Mahogany sees them, can perform good acts relatively often while still considering themselves neutral. But performing evil acts to accomplish your goals is inherently evil.
Okay. And are his beliefs changing?
No.
And Mr. Kelian. What's Kelian's belief?
Yes, sir. Kelian's belief is it is up to me to be ruthless to others when my associates cannot.
And did he live that belief this week?
He definitely did not.
No.
No, when Jerk Boy McBridgeface was all, "Brr, I'm going to be a real pain in the ass," nothing Kelian could do about it, because that would have resulted in his death.
So Kelian's convinced that Bridgeface was beyond his ken. Like, if that had come to blows...
Yeah, Kelian would have been destroyed.
I'm still wrapping my brain around Jerk Boy McBridgeface.
Now, in the past, when Kelian has been in those kind of positions, like when he's been facing down certain death, that has never stopped him from being Kelian, basically.
Right.
Was it because his friends are there? Like, this might endanger Mahogany, too? That gave him pause this time?
That's what was going to be what he learned about his beliefs. What he learned is that it is not always in the best course of action to be reckless when his associates are also on the line.
So if it's just his butt on the line, he can mouth off as much as he pleases.
Right.
When it puts his other companions in danger.
He felt that he was in danger as much as Mahogany was, which he couldn't comprehend because Mahogany, regardless of his alignment, Mahogany always strives to be a positive influence. And therefore that blow, like, who is this stupid bridge guard to say, like, nah, that's not good enough.
Okay.
Like, whatever, dude.
And are his beliefs changing?
I don't think so.
Right. So Mahogany has 2 belief points. Kelian has the 1. And the straw, I don't think I've seen a more evenly split straw poll. in a long time. It's currently 5-5 Mahogany and Kelian.
Let's split it. Me and you, Kelian, to the end. We're on the same side of the bridge.
I'll go ahead and award the rest of the blips and then go see if the tie is broken. Riot.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you your faction blip for your answer about when speaking with Morganthus about the kind of anarchist she used to be and the kind she is now. And you took the intangible blips, so that's 2 for you. Kelian. Oh, Liberation. I'm giving you... I thought I was skipping somebody. Your faction blip for internalizing the philosophy of the Aarakocra, how they view the cycle of life from Oceanus, and then internalizing that in terms of the believers of the Source.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like they come from the river, they go back to the river. When they die, they come back out of the river. That's just it's the same thing over and over again. That's not
Kelian. We're giving you the badass blip for the week.
Blips are 1250, right?
Blips are... Where's my cheat sheet here? Yes, 1250. No, not 1250. Yeah, 1250.
Okay.
That's correct. Nath, I'm giving you your alignment blip for your discussion with Morganthus.
Okay.
Nath did a good job of making a case for lawful good versus neutral good, even in cases where the law conflicts with the good, which is where Morganthus would have the largest disagreement with him. And then 1 blip for the creative. Mahogany, I'm giving you your 1 blip for alignment for your discussion with Morganthus. And you're taking the assist blip as well. We'll see who got the straw poll. Kelian broke it. Oh, actually, it got broken twice. Kelian got 2 more votes. Did you just log in and vote for yourself twice?
You caught me.
Kelian took it, but that's in character.
It's fine.
Should get his faction blip for taking the straw poll blip.
So no encounter. The encounter XP wouldn't have been great if you guys had killed those 2 gargoyles. You would have each gotten like 400 experience for.
That's why I wasn't really too broken up about not killing them.
It would have been so easy to kill them too. Gargoyles are nothing.